making a movie, not hundreds of millions of dollars of therapy, says Pixar's new leader. In one of the hardest lines ever spoken to entertainment publication Variety, the Hollywood director and CEO, the man in charge of Pixar, says we are no longer going to be using our brand to make hundreds of millions of dollars of therapy for mentally ill people and niche audiences that lose hundreds of millions of dollars. That's what he's saying. This is the article from Variety. Disney needs its next hit franchise. Can Pixar's reluctant leader deliver? The Toy Story studio used to print money, but Disney hasn't made an original blockbuster in a decade. The top creative executive admits he's made mistakes. This is, of course, a very bad trend line for Pixar, where they just keep losing money on the films they are cranking out. And there's been a series of disastrous disappointments, culminating in Elio. Doser is his name, Peter Doser. And he's pushing Pixar to re-embrace universally relatable concepts like talking toys and monsters in the closet, which made it a juggernaut. He says, as time goes on, I realize my job is to make sure the films appeal to everyone, he says, and not to create hundreds of millions of dollars worth of therapy. Whoa. And what an unbelievable line. And of course, backed up by the catastrophic problems inside of the Disney studios. Here's a Christopher Rufo obtained video from Disney's all hands on deck meeting about the Florida parental rights bill. This was in the second year of the Joe Biden administration, when wokeness was at its peak and Disney was trying to prove exactly how gay they actually could be. And
family Disney TVA,
straight up admit
the showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and like our leadership
in your children's
so
entertainment
welcoming to like
listen to this,
my like not at all secret gay agenda. And so like I feel like I felt like it was, I mean, like maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess like something must have happened in the last like they are turning it around, they're going hard, and then all that like momentum that I felt, like that sense of I don't have to be afraid to like, let's have these two characters kiss, let's in the background like I was just wherever I could just basically adding queerness to
wherever I could. I was just basically adding queerness to my Disney products. And how did that go for them exactly? Executives blame Disney's massive Lightyear bomb on LGBT inclusion, because of course this becomes the actual narrative. Your niche boutique issue that is for 1% of the population, right? 1% of the population is gay or trans or whatever. That becomes then suddenly the headline that everybody reads, and they're like, I'm not taking my kids to that. Call me whatever you want. You don't deserve my money. Pixar had to do a lot of soul searching after Lightyear flopped at the box office. It wasn't just Lightyear. Obviously, aggressive advocacy storytelling has caused other massive bombs, like Elio bombed. It cost $150 million to make this trash. Pixar staffers break down over cuts to trans storyline in kids show. Can't tell you how much I cried. So now the staffers at Pixar are weeping because Disney has axed transgender storylines from upcoming Win or Lose series. Nobody ever watched it. Nobody cares. The storyline goes like this. Here's the story. So the kid is wondering whether to go in the girls' or boys' bathroom. This is the big question. Where do I go into? And they decide to go into the bath. Why is this a kid show? Like sitting, like, you really need to do like a whole thing in the kid's bathroom, whether you belong in the girls' or boys' bathroom. Then it creates all this angst for the kid. The kid runs away, screaming and crying, because the kid doesn't know if they belong in the girls' or boys' bathroom. There you go. Give us money. We're Disney. remarkable here. Apparently, that didn't work out great for them. And now Peter Doser, who's in charge of Pixar and who's been in charge of like a lot of bangers, you know, Up was a banger, Monsters Inc., Inside Out, Soul, these were all good Pixar. These are like the sort of the classic Pixar movies. He's out here saying we're not making hundreds of millions of dollars of therapy. He's the chief creative officer. Dozer told the Wall Street Journal Pixar must focus on stories that appeal to everybody, not a string of unoriginal flops. And of course, you can see that the Elio movie was just destroyed at the box office. As time goes on, I realize my job is to make sure the films appeal to everyone. Pixar boss admits, I probably over-index on do whatever you want, he says. Massive sustained wave of online backlash, and the studio swapped tight universal storytelling for niche, politically charged narratives that left parents reaching for the remote. Fascinating. No more preachy undertones from the recent flops. And they were like crazy flops. Look at this. Elio Catastrophe, because of the queer storyline that they had to then cut out of the movie. Everyone's saying that the movie makes no sense. Gay people make gay children's movie about being gay. Nobody wants to watch it. Execs order them to take out the gay parts. The movie suddenly has no substance because the gay writer didn't make a movie about anything other than being gay. Right? Pixar staff have released a scathing report on the development. They massively changed because the screening, not a single person raised their hand when asked if they'd pay to see the film. Yeah, the reason your movie sucks is because you removed all the gay stuff. Got it. Doesn't belong in a children's movie. Private company having internal Marxist group is hilarious. They all need to be fired. I think they all will be. I just saw the new Pixar movie, Elio. It was the only one in the theater. Look at this. It showed like a completely empty theater. There were tons of clips like this all around. You see a totally and completely empty theater here. I watched Elio alone in the theater. Wish more people gave this movie a chance. But I got a cool poster while I was sitting by myself. Okay. So he's saying, I'm not going to let, now they're releasing Incredibles 3, Stitch 2, Pixar sequels in the works. They're like trying to get back into, the vibe that made Pixar. Pixar staff reportedly deeply saddened that the alphabet elements were cut from Elio. Yeah, stay sad. Start your own studio. Like, this is a money-making business. And it's like, again, like beautifully stated here by the key quotes here from this article. Just the big pull quote here is pretty remarkable. 2 new directors made a slew of changes, including excising elements that suggested Elio was gay. Earlier versions included a pink bicycle and scenes in which he imagined raising a child with his male crush, according to people who worked on the movie. The changes disappointed some at Pixar, which has gender-neutral bathrooms and a history of supporting LGBT employees. They were further discouraged by the removal of references to the character being transgender in a Disney Plus series. Doser said Pixar found some of the parents didn't want entertainment that forced them to have conversations they weren't ready for with their children. Duh. We're making a movie, not hundreds of millions of dollars worth of therapy, he said. After a 15-month delay, the extra work on Elio tested slightly better than it had originally. The 2025 release was Pixar's biggest flop ever. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, go woke, go broke. Haven't said it in a while. Feels good to say it again. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.